The BMW R1250R is something like the ideal image of all naked bikes. Together with the Ducati Monster 1200 and others, it embodies the sheer power and is always faster than you want to ride with a bike of this type. So it is sufficiently unreasonable what else it can do, the test clarifies. Full equipment is expensive. First of all, the author of these lines is not an outspoken BMW fan, but rather unemotional towards the Bavarians. And I think boxer engines are especially great when they are installed in the butt of a Porsche 911. In any case, this was the case until I was part of the test team of the then new GS 1250. But I don't want to preempt my mission, let's look at the standing bike first. BMW's GS series has been the king of registration statistics for years. The simple R, on the other hand, is not even in the top 20, 13 times more GS than are sold. The R is a naked bike as from the picture book, it was not to be expected otherwise. Without a single extra, the fast-paced car costs €13,850, but you can forget this info right away. The BMW driver loves it with all his drums, and BMW shareholders love him for that. If the customer gives in to his urge to fully equip, and very many do, €18,095 are on the bill. Of course you don't need to do the whole thing, the wonderful TFT display as well as the connection to the smartphone series. However, the whole driving modes, the cornering light as well as the different mappings are quite nice in practice. Lens is all good. BMW is thankfully closing itself off to a trend that we have been observing for quite some time. No, not the trend of superfluous and theft-prone keyless go, the R we tested unfortunately also has an extra. No, BMW refuses to accept the trend of treating the passenger badly. Why ever, most naked bikes in our tests had insufficient space, comfort and footrest positions for the passenger. The R1250R is different, of course, the Roadster is not as comfortable as on the GS, but the bike-driving is at least and not even bad. Let's take a quick look at the display, which is now standard for many other BMW. It proves to be a win in every respect. Large enough for the most important displays, clear and easy to read even in the backlight. In general, the trouble-free operation of the BMW is something where the competition could actually cut off a disc. Then climb up, which thanks to the low seat height, 820mm, optionally also 760 or 840 available, succeeds without any problem. The hands fall on the wide handlebars as if by themselves, the knee angle is comfortable. Also not self-evident, the turning circle is rather small, the handlebars can be slammed wide for maneuvering. Because let's go. Dream engine. The pressure on the starter button and the following first meters make it happen. Even if you prefer the Boss Bullering V2, you have to enviously acknowledge that BMW has designed a dreamlike engine with the shift cam boxer. The imperceptibly adjusting inlet valves characterize this engine, which BMW actually attests to only 136 horsepower. And felt? No joke, even 170 horsepower I would believe at any time. From only 1,000 tours, the BMW masters the acceleration, from 2,000 tours the fun begins, from 3,000 revolutions you should hold firm.
Drei, zwei, eins, los. Oh. Oh. Oh Mann. Ja. 3, 2, 1, los geht's. Oh, satt. Also echt Wahnsinn.
The vehicle goes off as if there was no tomorrow. The engine always shovels too much power onto the road. The 125 Nm maximum torque of the old 1200 engine has become 143 Nm in the 1250. These push the 240 kilos of live weight confidently forward. Despite the rather high weight, the R1250R is by no means cumbersome. She can do the cornering and hardly sets herself up even when braking hard, but she doesn't encourage it. However, this is not so much due to the kilos, but to the comfortable basic tuning of the motorcycle. Thus, even in the dynamic position of the chassis, the biker does not rattle his teeth. The BMW cannot be carried away to undo shocks even on bad roads. On the other hand, the quickshifter is rather dispensed. Especially when switching down, it does not work as confidently as the rest of the engine, whereby the gearbox gradation has succeeded in itself. Sovereign to the end. It's quite expensive, but you get a lot with the BMW R1250R. If you are looking for a naked bike with almost inexhaustible reserves, you can end the search. The BMW is quite confident due to its "I could, if only I wanted" attitude. If others have to prove themselves with their athleticism, the R remains calm. Objectively, the bikes of Bavaria, from Berlin, are often not to be blamed. In this sense, one should consider this bike, which is shaped like hardly any other by this engine.